caught teaching a slave to read, he could be killed. It's that important to them that they kept that gift from us, reading.
And let me tell you something that I heard a couple years back that made me so mad that I went to a bookstore that day and bought a book, y'all. Someone told me that if you want to keep something from a black person, put it in a book. Did you hear what I said? If you want to keep something from a black person, put it in a book because we don't read. What does that say about us? What does that say about people's perception of us? We threw up words on the board about the misconceptions of black people. We're uneducated, lazy, but this and that. It's not true. But if we keep not doing this, if we keep staying uneducated, it's going to be true, right? If we don't teach other people about this,
for me,
it's going to be true.
For me, just that saying right there, that's enough for me to want to learn to love to read. If you don't already learn to love to read, I suggest you start reading.
Read some history books. Know your culture. Know history. We can learn secrets, right? Do you think Willie Lynch ever thought that we would read this? Did you think he would ever think that this would come back? No. When you learn somebody's language, you learn their secrets.
So listen, now that you all have had this knowledge, what responsibility do you have now? What should you...
Cedric, what do you think? Share with your friends.
Exactly. Because me and Cortland, we can't teach everybody. I mean, and obviously this isn't taught in school. You're not going to learn in school. So it's your responsibility. You all are the teachers now. You all, when you hear your friends out in the hallways checking each other or making fun of each other because they black, you need to stop that friend and tell him you can't do that. You're keeping Willie Lynch alive by doing that. When you hear each other call each other nigga, I need to stop that. And you need to tell your friends to stop that too.
And even though you don't mean to call them the scum of the earth, we talk about names, right? If you don't have a name, then you won't live up to that potential, right? You want to live up to that potential, but if you keep hearing yourself being called nigga, if you keep hearing yourself being called the scum of the earth, what are you going to look up to? Nothing. Look at our music. Look at our music. What do we see in the music today besides the N-word? What else do we see? That we see relations like this happening. Profanity. What else? Violence. How do we see women being treated in some of the music? We see rape. What else? Harassment. Abuse. We're seeing prostitution. When you start seeing this, how do you think this is going to affect how you act? How do you think women are going to start trying to act? When you turn on BET, all you see is people half naked running around dancing. You're going to start thinking that's what you need to do. That's not true. That doesn't make any sense. Men are start treating women as objects.
You spend all day listening to this music. You really think it's not affecting you? It's all you hearing all day. It's all you listen to every day. You go home, you listen to the same stuff over and over.
You come to school, you
You're
sing the same
brainwashing
stuff.
yourself.
Yeah. It's self-generating. Do we have any other questions? Some reactions? Yeah, we're running out of time, but what are you guys thinking? We're sitting here lecturing you. What are some of you guys' thoughts? How does it make you feel? Surprised?
What's that, Christian?
Enraged.
Good.
Good. You should be enraged. What else? Moisha, how does it make you feel? What? What'd you say?
About music.
No, about what we read today, about Willie Lynch. What do you think? How does it make you feel? Linda, how does it make you feel?
Bad because the people didn't teach us about our education we need.
Parker? You can't describe. People are literally speechless.
My question is this. I just want to make sure everybody understands. Are the divisions among African Americans natural? No. So someone tell me, where did they start? Where did they come from? Where did the divisions among African Americans come from? One person knows. I need more than that. I need it specific. You guys know.
We just talked about being nervous of visitors. I know y'all know the answer to these questions we've been talking about.
When you're a child, do you come out of your mother's womb calling other people light skin, dark skin, black, white? Do you naturally know what those things are? No. So tell me where you learn them. Tell me where you learn them, Chad. Someone teaches you. So maybe for us in this generation, it's our parents, it's our peers, it's our aunts, it's our uncles, maybe even our teachers sometimes. But if we track it all the way back, because someone taught us, where do we find it originally? Where do we find these ideas originally? Of light skin versus dark skin, of old against young, woman against man. Where are we finding them? Where are we finding them, Sam? Whose mouth did these words come from? Brianna. The slave owners.
Who did they get it from?
Yeah.
Wow.
So the very words that he speaks on this page before you have been transformed into ideas that African Americans have about themselves, that Americans have about themselves. Wow. Racism is a system, guys, and it's something that we are all plugged into in so many different ways. That's what makes it so terrifying. You guys see the connectedness between all of these ideas.
One thing we wouldn't also talk about, colorism, that's what it's called when you pit light skin against dark skin, it's called colorism. It's no longer racism because you're in the same race. Now it's called colorism. Interesting. So let's look, where did it start? You got house slaves versus the field slaves.
How were the house slaves treated?
How are they different?
The house slaves were treated better because they were inside. The field slaves were treated more good.
Okay, Brianna, what was the skin color like on house slaves and field slaves? What was the difference?
The house slave was lighter because they was on the sun. The field slave was dark because they was in the sunlight.
So if you're a field slave, you see the house slave getting treated better. You're not blind, you can see that they're lighter skin. What do you think that's telling you? What message is that sending to the field slave?
That we are racially divided.
Okay. That's
Yeah, working at it.
the field slaves are worth nothing, right? Because they're out here slaving away, working in the fields, sweating, getting beat, because the only difference that they see, we're not different in race. It's not like we're different races. The only difference between you and me is our skin color. I'm darker, so I'm out in the fields. You're lighter, so you're in the house. So I'm worthless, right? So you're worth more because your skin is lighter. And it's crazy that this still exists today. This idea that it really doesn't even make any sense, right? We're the same race. And by pitting the two against each other, you make it so that they can't come together and revolt against the system. Because they can't look past the differences of, you think you're better than I am. Right? And there's another part in there that we didn't talk about. It talks about crossbreeding. Travian, do you want to read about crossbreeding? Do you see it in there? Yeah.
Crossbreeding means taking from the so many drops of little white blood, treating them to as many little as possible. Varying the drop by the various tones that you want, and letting them breathe.
Precisely.
So we covered a lot today. Fortunately, we got to cover a lot. But we have another journal. So I don't know what time your assembly is supposed to happen.
They're probably going to they'll probably will make us go next period, I'm guessing. So we have 15 more minutes.
Okay.
So let's do the journal.
Yeah, so go ahead and flip to the next blue page.
Chad, can you share them with some of our friends? You shared them to show them what you guys are learning as African Americans. We were so proud of what you had to write.